Streamer Uniente button. Right, legends. I haven't done this in a while. Hopefully it's all working. Can you check, Peter? Guys, basically, we're going to start a new show. And it's going to be a weekly recap show every Monday. Every single Monday, we're going to do this. Whoa, I'm getting something in my ears. Whoa, 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 whoa. Relax, legend. I've got the earbud in, so that's how I can hear Petey. But guys, we're doing a new show. Basically, me and Pete are fucking bored. And I've made shitloads of money and have no drive to do anything. So this is going to give you a little bit of an uptick, you know? Do something, doesn't have to be crypto related, doesn't have to be trading related. We can just talk about anything and anything, everything and anything, and answer questions to you guys in the community, ask us anything. It's a weekly recap video. And Peter's on the screen, you can see him. Pete Dirty Work, as it says. Whoa, what was that, bruv? Wait, can I do that thing where do that? Pete, yeah, introduce yourself, bruv. It's not doing it anymore. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm honestly fighting against the tech stuff these days. I actually thought I was pretty good with technology.
When did you think that, bruv?
We've definitely proved the point today that I'm not actually that good. But yeah, we're going to go through some of the... I think the idea is go through some of the news of the week.
Let me get... So, guys, I can flick to the charts easily as well. I know I am still a frickin' trader first, but Bitcoin's absolutely mooning it. Look at that entry from the MDX Hodl Bot. We can look at some shit in Dubai. I've got some stuff up on the screen. MDX Algo as well. We're doing this insane thing at the moment where me and my team get people profitable in 45 days in trading. And if you don't become profitable in 45 days, we stay working with you until you become profitable. I won't talk about it right now. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, we'll do some news stories. We've got a huge base of concurrent viewers right now. Absolutely blasting off into the stratosphere. It's great to see everybody in there. But yeah, guys, it's just chilling. I haven't done a stream in a while. In the chat, ask us anything. Is it all looking good? Is the thumbnail all right? But yeah, we're going to chill. And then we'll do some news stories. So, bruv, like, let's hit up the first news story. Because, okay, let me make a little bit of context here. Pete, who is a friend of mine for, shit, it's been 15, 16 years. Pete loves tuning into the news. He hits it up in his ear, and he's fucking gaming, doing whatever, and he loves listening to news. It says no data on my screen, by the way. Are we live? And, yeah, he loves the news. So we're actually going to comment on the news. What's a big story right now which we can talk about?
I think actually the thing that's still done, I know you've done a video on it recently, is the digital ID. We're at 3 million signatures now. People don't want the ID in England.
3 million? Let me just do this.
3 million signatures.
I'm trying to make sure the stream's going. It says that we haven't got any connection right now. Whoops. Oh no, what? Okay, easy. Let me rank that up. I'm gonna whap that up a little bit higher. Yeah, so no, the digital ID thing, I did a fucking post on it, didn't I? It's really not good. But it's only not good because it's not voluntary. If it was voluntary in England, I'll be chilling the fuck out. Like, if you can volunteer to have a digital ID, people who are happy to give away some of their information would just do it in a voluntary way. But the problem is, it's not. It's enforced by the government. And England is built on parliament, government, democracy. In countries like Dubai, I live in Dubai right now, you are enforced to have a digital ID. But it's really beneficial, and I chose to come to this country. You have a digital ID in UAE, right? But it's actually sick. You have UAE Pass, you can pay all your bills, you can pay the government, you can log into all of your applications, exchange. Like, you can literally, one app, you can log into everything in one go. Yeah, but I chose.
Let's get the chart in the background. You've got me absolutely massive on your screen as well. Wait, why am I so big?
Yeah, well, it's just, you know, I got to have you up there, bro. You're a good-looking, cheeky chappy. Look how perfect. Look how perfect my little spinner is on my right-hand shoulder. Look. It's just I'm like a little look. I'm a little Jedi.
You made me so massive as well.
Mate, I'm a little Jedi. Look.
Mate, Johnny Doe in the chart. BBL Doctor's asking for some Bitcoin charts.
Mate, this looks mental. I'm doing like a little Bitcoin. Look at the screen. Look. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Look, and I'm doing a little Jedi thing with my little. So wait, what was I saying? Yeah. So basically, the reason it's shit in England is because it's not voluntary. It's enforced by the government, and In England, unfortunately, which is pretty interesting, there isn't really a constitution that actually defends freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and freedom to go against certain things the government says. In the United States, because it's a newer country, a constitution was written by the founding forefathers to come up with some rules that dictate, or let's just say in a democratic way, dictate's not really the right word, but in a democratic way, there are some rules for that nation, that country, United States. But actually, if you look at the history of the United Kingdom and England before the United Kingdom was founded, there isn't actually any concrete written rules for that society that actually enforces the defense and defending the integrity of freedom of speech, freedom of expression. That there isn't actually anything written in law. There is, genuinely speaking, but it's a non-spoken law that we have. Liberty and freedom is at the front of what we believe in. But we actually use things like the Magna Carta. We use the Parliamentary Act. We use different things, but none of it's concrete. None of it's concrete. So my point is this. I'm not letting you fucking speak. My point is this, that you can't actually in England say that an enforced digital ID is beneficial in any way, because there's nothing to defend you from the government from being able to go and push the boundaries or limits, essentially, of being tyrannical against you or from your freedoms and liberty. But in the United States, you have that. I know it's freedom of press and everything. So it's quite scary.
We've got some beef in the chat here. We've got Michael Rathbone. What do you say to this? You didn't choose to go to the UAE. You had to go there because of the crypto tax benefits. It wasn't a choice. It was a necessity for your lifestyle. It's a bit of a shot there coming from the chat, you know.
Wait. Say it again.
Oh,
do the whole thing again.
Rathbone's trying to have it on with you. He wants you're too out of touch and too rich, apparently.
I'm very, very rich. That's one thing. No, it's well, you've gone to... Let me read it. Let me get it up. One sec. Max, just so release some more content.
Yeah, Rathbone's up for it.
Let me have a look. Why did they suggest digital ID when public trust the government is so low? Yeah, no, it's so stupid, isn't it? Like the last thing Keir Starmer wants to do right now is try and enforce digital identification for more surveillance on the people of the United Kingdom. It's like he's literally like shooting himself in the head, not the foot. He's shooting himself in the head.
Do you know what I've always found really weird? So I can't believe some of the first choices that Labour have done since they've got in control in the UK. The first thing they did was take away the money for the winter for old people to heat their homes in the winter. And it just seems to me like that they've gone on step after step, just bad PR, like policy announcements, just to alienate everyone that actually supported them to get voted in the first place. Labour actually only got in because everyone wanted to get rid of the Conservatives. Do you not?
I'm getting like a pump it, my man. Yeah, bro. Of course, it was just like not deal with the last part, like system. Let's just vote the other person who has some sort of majority in. That's why I like the Reform Party, because it's going to actually change that two-tiered party system. But mate, going back to this point, one sec. I've been reading these things quickly. So it said, oh yeah, you didn't choose to go UAE. You had to go there because the crypto tax benefits. It wasn't a choice. All right, obviously it was a choice because I could just pay tax in England and live in the United Kingdom. No, it was a choice. I made a choice to come to the UAE. I could have said to myself, I don't want to live in Dubai because of digital identification and all of the information I have to give to the government to come to this country. You have to do like blood. You have to do medicals. I have to do eye scans. I have to do digital ID. They have all of my information. But I made a choice to come here because of that system, it's extremely safe here. And also, there's a great they're not public services, but the services that you get in the market are very, very high standard, okay? Also, the luxury of Dubai is that you don't pay tax. And not paying tax is essentially, in my opinion, one of the pillars of liberty. It's essentially allowing you to have financial freedom. And there is a debate whether, what would you rather, have financial freedom or social freedoms? You come up to the decision of what you think is more important. And I would say right now, looking at how many of your social freedoms have been taken away in England and your financial freedoms, I would say that I will sacrifice some social freedoms for the financial freedom at this point. But you have to make a decision on the basis of the cards you've been dealt. And right now, if I was in England, I'd be taxed out my ass. I wouldn't really be able to say what I want either, because you can go to jail for putting stuff on Facebook. So I would rather live in a country where maybe I don't have one of the two, and I have financial freedom, which gives me, I would say even, Like really, when it comes down to it, this earbud's pissing me off. But when you really think about it, I would say that in some levels, I would rather have financial freedom than social freedom, because financial freedom gives you the power to be able to make a choice to leave, but social freedoms don't necessarily, because you won't have any money. You might be taxed out your ass. They might tax you 80%, then you can't go anywhere anyway. So like I would say that financial freedom is pretty much at the pillar of most arguments for libertarians like myself.
When the next election comes around in the UK, who are you voting for?
Obviously, fucking Nigel Farage. Like, what are we talking about? Nigel Farage, he's going to win. He's going to win 100%.
Do you really think reform would be any different to the Tories, to Labour?
Well, yeah, firstly, they're going to have a complete stamp out of all illegal immigration, which hasn't happened for thousands of years. So, like, there's always been illegal immigration into the United Kingdom. Like, I actually heard that so my dad sent me a article about St. George is actually an immigrant from the Middle East. Like, the flag is based on an immigrant from the Middle East. So, like, there's loads of, like, it's just stupid.
Is that true?
Yeah, have a look. Look on ChatGPT. Yeah, look on ChatGPT. My dad sent it to me because we're having not an argument, a debate about it. And I was like, yeah, I think the flag's fine to fly the fucking flag. Why not? And he was like, you know that, because my dad's like, Max, you know that actually St. George was an immigrant from the Middle East in the founding. And I was just like, fuck, now here we go.
Yeah, he was born in Turkey.
Yeah. So actually, Middle East, yeah, almost would say that you would classify some areas of that as Middle East, yeah. So a Muslim as well. And I think he was a Muslim as well. So like, that's kind of funny. Let me post this on Twitter. We can just chill. But what I'm saying is with Farage. No. So what you said? Do you think it's really gonna make a change? I reckon what's gonna happen is he'll probably under-deliver at the beginning because it'll be really difficult to organize it. But then by the end of it, he may have over-delivered. So I think at the start, it's going to be a little bit of an anticlimax if he gets in. He's going to have all this talk and this bravado, and he's going to be like, yeah, we're going to change everything. Nothing's going to happen for a year. He's then going to have to pave the road to making changes. But stomping out illegal immigration is like one of the biggest things, I think, which is very, very different to the past. Also, he's got loads of other policies with deregulation and better tax, and he's going to do a cryptocurrency Bitcoin reserve, all that. He's copying Trump. They're copying Trump. Trump won in a big way. He wants to do the same fucking thing.
Should we jump into a bit of the charts and what's going on with price?
What, you don't like your face on the screen?
Yeah, and also, can you make me smaller? Like, you've got me absolutely massive on the screen. I'm
It's all about you, but mate, I feel like your red background and everything. It's like it just makes the scene a bit nicer. Like I've got nothing. We need to. Okay, guys, let me just make a point. We're gonna make this way more professional. Whoa! I haven't streamed for a month, and like I said to the team this morning, because I do a lot of team calls, I said that we're scraping rock bottom. What did I say? I can't remember what I said. What I said to the team was like, it's a blank canvas, and we're scraping rock bottom right now. There's not much content coming out. We're not pushing things out into the market, but it's a blank canvas. We're running on what was it? What did I even say? I can't remember. Guys, basically Mondays are like this for me now. I wake up, hit the gym, have a cold plunge after a sauna. I then get on calls. I start 1 o'clock TG, Discord, 3 p.m. mentors meeting, 4 p.m. content team, 5 p.m. core unit, 6 p.m. developers, 7 p.m. is now going to be me making a fucking thumbnail for this video, and then now I'm doing this stream. So Monday's a big day, but I'm the CEO of MDX Algo, so I have to run that whole company and run that business. We've got lots of stuff coming. We've got a whole new bot product coming out, and we're doing a thing where we make people profitable within No, dude, not what you just you just took control. Why is that on the screen? SpongeBob running off.
Have you not seen this?
No. It's probably playing the audio.
Have you not actually seen that video?
This is actually sick.
Honestly, it's getting out of control. It's getting really out of control. This is actually such a funny video. This new Sora video stuff is just nuts. Anyway,
Yeah,
I'll show you that a bit.
Yeah, get rid of your screen. We need to see you again, bro. Yeah, look how good looking you are these days. You've really, like, filled into your space.
Please make me a bit smaller.
No, bruv, I can't. There's nothing in the background. Otherwise, I was looking at Google Meet. Just chill, bruv. You look good, and you look sexy, and you're a great, big, strong man. Your tattoos look good.
You need
Listen,
to relax.
listen.
Just pull it back.
No, no, I'm not pulling nothing back. The only thing I'm be pulling back is the eyes over the veil to fucking get you to stay on the stream. Listen, bruv, what were we talking about?
Yeah, we'll just chat shit. But I think
no, we're talking about Farage. Yeah. So basically, yeah, keep your voice down. I call the shots. Listen, what were we talking about? Farage.
You're just talking about someone's asking what's up with your hairpiece.
I don't know. Where is it? It's not. My hair's all over the gaff recently.
Yeah, I know. We both need a bit of a shape up.
I need a haircut.
But I think the main thing really at the moment with all of the politics stuff is just it's funny how much the Tories have completely disappeared in the UK and they've been swallowed up completely by Farage.
Yeah, by the Farage team.
That's all that they're talking about at the moment.
Guys, the only thing to talk about in terms of charts is everything's going up. I'll do a little analysis in a minute, but yeah, no, the Farage thing is true. But I think
we're being asked about Solana as well.
Yeah, mate, the thing is, so the Farage is going to win exactly in the same way. Well, it depends on what happens in the next fucking 3 years. But I would say if everything stays the same as it is now, I reckon Farage is going to win in the same fucking way as Trump won in America with a complete slam dunk. It was a slam dunk win. And he won Congress, obviously the popular vote, the House of Representatives. The list goes on of all the things he just obliterated. I think Farage will win in the same fashion. And I think it's not because Farage is probably that good. It's just that the other people are absolutely shit. That's actually mad. That's crazy. What was the other one we had when we had the big petition against? I think it was against Labour itself. I think Labour got into power and then there was like fucking 14 million votes. Do you not intrigue? Yeah, well, like, yeah, it's going to happen. Like, they're going to do it. Obviously, gives them more control over the citizens of the nation. And
read the response. Read what the government have posted below. They've actually written a response that was published on the 2nd of October.
Yeah, they're trying to spin it as though it's going to tackle illegal migration. Someone made a really good point on BBC, and he said, "Well, why couldn't you just do that with the national insurance IDs?" Like, I swear, like, national insurance is a mandatory thing you pay because of the NHS. So surely more people will be using that because they get the insurance from the NHS. Like, everyone's like, I'm prepared to pay a little bit of money so I don't die. I can use the fucking ambulance or the hospital. So just do national ID. It's dead, man. It's dead. Mate, this actually works really well. Just sharing your screen and you're just whopping it about.
Yeah, it's a bit better than my big camera. So, but look, so there's almost 3 million signatures on here, and then the government has responded just saying, "Yeah, we're going to do this anyway."
Well, yeah, because this is essentially a democratic vote. They won. They can technically do what they want, and there's nothing to stop it. In the US system, you have like multiple parts where you can actually get things stopped. For instance, the Senate. But it's England's not the same as the United States. The United States was created by, obviously, England, that's where the Constitution came from. Actually, they had their own founding fathers. Obviously, they wrote their own Constitution. That's not correct. The English didn't make the Constitution. It's just that when we sailed over to the Atlantic and colonized it, and then essentially it was the centralized power of London couldn't contain the free-thinking and libertarian-viewed individuals of America, because essentially, the people of America were just more not indoctrinated. They just had more. They had more of a freedom-based, low taxation, liberty-based mindset because they didn't have as much rules from London. They didn't get. They had. It was almost more like anarchy. I'm not saying there was no government, but they didn't have the oversight. They had more freedoms. They had more things. They had essentially. I always thought to myself back in the day, I was like, why do Americans have such a different way of thinking than English people? Even though essentially pretty much the whole of New York and everything across that whole thing is essentially come from the United Kingdom and England. And it's just because like when it was first founded, the people there had a slightly different government oversight to what was happening in England through Parliament, but it was monarchy and Parliament combined. But it's interesting to see how like that changed the whole entire thesis of American thinking, because there was less taxation. It was easier to get away with things from the government. They had more of a libertarian-based ideology. And then when it came around to England enforcing rules on a big colony, they were like, fuck it, we're not going to do it, because they had built in... It was actually because the English started trying to tax them, especially with tea and everything, and then we poured all the tea in the ocean after the Boston Tea Party. Anyway, bit of history. Mate, you need to get your face back up, bro. This white screen's blasting me.
Yeah, it's the we've got some people as well in the chats, by the way. They're asking about CBDC is slavery, crypto Viking. The US was created by England. What are you actually talking about? And
Yeah, it
if
was.
you read, oh, you've managed to do my screen.
Yeah, I got you back.
We're using OBS, crypto Viking stream.
Yeah, using OBS. Yeah. Well, whoever thinks that the United States of America is anything different to the United Kingdom and the United States of the United Kingdom is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. There's a different mentality, and it's built on different rules. And the Constitution, which was written by the people who broke away through independence after the British colonized it, the Dutch, the British, and the French colonized the Americas. It was called the Americas, Native Americans. So I don't get why people are kind of not even understanding that concept. It wasn't just like randomly out of nowhere, people who speak and have the same color of skin and all these things just popped up in fucking the Americas. There was natives there. The Aztecs were in North America. Actually, no, they're in the middle between Mexico, actually. I think, no, the Aztec Empire is now Mexico City. That's what it is. Yeah, I've seen this, man. This is crazy.
Yeah. The contempt on this guy's, like, in his voice as well for the person he's sentencing is actually crazy. It's mad how people have been serving jail sentences. Like that woman who was who she said something about the hotels, the immigrant hotels, and then she spent almost a year in jail or something like that. Like absolutely ages for
the thing is, right?
For a tweet.
The thing is, I do think there is a limitation to freedom of speech, and that might be kind of crazy coming from a libertarian, because that's what I believe in. I'm not a anarchist. I don't believe in no government. I'm a libertarian, so I'm like close to that, but not the whole way. And if you want to go the other way, it's totalitarianism and communism. I'm not that either. Nowhere close. But basically, yeah, like there is a limit. If you call directly for the assassination or murder or harm of another individual, and then they actually get harmed or assassinated or murdered by someone for a bounty, for instance, then yeah, you'll go down for murder. That would be like, you can't just put out content on the internet, or you can't go to the public square, the internet, Twitter, wherever, or Facebook. Oh yeah, it's playing now.
Yeah, can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear you.
For the purposes of this
yeah, he's
to a post questioning why
oh shit,
you wrote
he's a
because
savage.
they're over here. Given life of Riley.
It's long, man. It's long. It's long.
Working people earn when it could be put to better use.
I completely get it, though. There's so many people. We won't listen to the whole thing, but there's so many people that say stuff on their Facebook or whatever, just like their uncles, their aunties. I've got loads of family members that say dodgy stuff on Facebook.
Well, also think about this. Think about this concept.
Nothing they deserve to be put in prison for.
But think about this: if you, it comes down to such a nuanced context. Because if I write you a message saying I'm gonna kill you, bro, like, you know, like for a joke, like you nick my fucking milk out of the fridge and you're a fucking roommate, you're like, oh, I'm gonna kill you tomorrow, bro. Like that in a court of law, that would not go down as something which would be, you know, a problem. But it's just
Do you think people should be able to say whatever they want on social media?
I do think to 99.9% of the time, but I do think if you directly call for the assassination, harm, or the killing of another human being, which directly affects their liberty or freedom, because if they get killed, they've lost their life. So that would become down an attack on someone's liberty or freedom. So yeah, I would say that in 99.9% of the time, you're absolutely fine. But if you do call for the direct assassination of someone on Twitter, then yeah, you should probably go down for attempted murder on some degree. Because like that,
yeah.
But the thing is, yeah, there's everything in life. There's a small gray area between what is accepted and what is not. There's always like a small amount of gray area on everything we do, but it just comes down to like the general consensus. It's like, look, You can say anything you want if it doesn't directly result in trying to assassinate someone. So Viking says constitutional republic in the US versus democracy in the UK, which is effectively tranny or the majority. Yeah, but it's the UK system, which used to be England, is so complicated because there's no actually direct tie to there being anything similar to a constitutional thing in England. It's much a different story. Oh, not Greta, bro. But anyway, let me just finish the point. The point is that England has an unwritten rule of liberty and freedom. We used to have monarchs, so we used to be a dictatorship. We used to be a monarchy dictatorship before 1700, roughly. If you go back 1600s, 1500s, 1400s, 1300s, all that was basically the medieval era was monarchs, kings and queens, landlords, earls, and it was a dictatorship through monarchy. But then 1700 going towards where we are today, the parliament, they were called the parliamentarians. They had their own army, they fought against the monarchs, and eventually over time, Parliament, which was a democracy system, took more and more power away from the kings and the queens. And now today, the kings and the queens have no power. It's not a dictatorship in any way. It's complete democracy. But we never actually wrote anything that has solidified that fact. We just have taken little bits and bobs from like the Magna Carta and all these like freedom and the Bill of Rights and stuff. But there's no real actual honest, or not. There's not honest. There's no written bill saying like this is how we run our shit. It's all a little bit wishy-washy, and that's why the government can push a little bit further than America in terms of taking away people's liberties for stuff they say. Who else thinks Greta Thunberg is the biggest useful idiot in the world? I don't know.
So they all just did. They all just got deported, didn't they? And flown back and sent away from because they tried to sail over and deliver some supplies to the people of Gaza, didn't they?
Yeah, that looks quite good. Oh no, but you're behind me now. Let me move that over there. One sec. I'm trying to. How do I move it to the other side? I'm trying to get this shit looking good, man. Surely if I put you on the other side, it will look sick. 1 second, bruv. How do I move this over to the other side? Remove, don't watch.
I don't think you can, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's what you always say, that you can't do everything.
Well, what about move you to the other side?
No, mate, let's not go and fiddle around with OBS. I'm not fiddling around. I'm not fiddling, bruv. Why are you so worried about being twice as big? You're a sexy beast.
Massive.
Mate, I'm actually just as big as you. My head, because I have an extraordinarily massive head with a big brain inside, but I'm essentially the same fucking size as you. Just sit back a little bit. Go like that. Push back.
But yeah, that's...
Mate, listen, Greta Thunberg, I can't be asked to talk about her. Like, to be honest, ultimately, she's trying to do what she thinks is right. She's trying to save the planet through global climate change, and I know it's all... I don't think it's... A lot of people like Trump who come out and say climate change is a complete load of bollocks. It's like wrong. Like, we know that the ice caps are melting. And it was so funny. I remember Tate once came out with that stupid analogy everybody uses where they get a cup of water and it's got ice in it, and then the ice melts and the water doesn't rise. So they do that. Pete?
Oh, yeah, what, the ice thing, yeah?
Yeah, the ice thing. Do you understand why? Do you understand why it's a...
No, not really. As soon as the ice melts, it should overflow the cup, shouldn't it?
For fuck's sake, bruv. Listen to me right now. The reason it's ridiculous is because the ice caps are glaciers they're on land. So the water's coming from land into the ocean. That's why it's rising. If you have icebergs in the sea, that's already displacing the water underneath it. So if it melts, it doesn't raise the water. But the reason that the sea levels are rising is because glaciers aren't on the fucking ocean. And ice caps that are on land are moving into the ocean faster. So people like Andrew Tate and all these fuckers who have no idea what they're talking about science They were like, it must be a hoax because if you put some ice into a glass of water, the water level doesn't rise. So rising sea levels must be a hoax. It's fucking retarded. Obviously, the water's coming from land-based ice. Anyway, I'm just trying to say that global warming actually... Well, global dimming and global warming are two different things. Because global dimming can happen as a subsequent factor of more stuff in the atmosphere. But there is 100% climate change. And that could displace or harm or create issues around the world. Because look at just what's happening with the amount of human beings depositing fucking CO2, methane, and all the gases into the atmosphere. It's going to change something. It just, whether it's good or bad for your specific subjective country, it might be nice in England. You know, that you're getting a little bit hotter in England, but it's not great when you're in fucking Mumbai. Or it's not great when you're in Doubs. Or it's not good when you're fucking on the side of a Brazilian Peruvian area which has that massive monsoon thing which comes in. So
I remember Trump's comment
what
on
is
it.
this part?
It's going to create a lot more like a shoreline coastal property, so it's great for real estate development.
It's not going to create any more fucking real estate, is it? It's gonna. He's just like, the thing about Trump. Like, this is what you have to understand about Trump. I would have voted for Trump if I was in the United States, 100%. But you don't listen to what he says. You watch what he does. And he is like a living proof of actions speak louder than words. If you went by just what he said, what all the liberals do, the left do, yes, you would come to a conclusion that this man's a fucking maniac. But if you actually, because lefties don't actually have an ability just to try and have any sort of rational context of what's happening in front of them. They just hear what he says and then thinks then they can't get out of that little whirlwind. Oh, he said something horrible about he's racist. He put his arm up like with fucking Elon and Hitler. They're so superficial in their own thinking that they can't just look at what he's actually doing. And his actions definitely speak louder than his words. That's 100% sure. But his actions are pretty good. Massive onboarding of people who want to participate in crypto, liberty-based things. He's a liberty-based guy. He believes in freedom. He's like, if you want crypto, then have it. Like, the government before, especially in England, happening right now, and Biden, they were just like, no. Even though the people wanted crypto, they're like, no, you're not having it. That's not what the government's there for. You should give the people what they want, especially in the United States.
Government's going to tell us that people in England aren't allowed to fly the Union flags.
That's just going to cause 1,000 Union flags in every single town, city, and place. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, we've just had Gary Neville coming out saying white middle-aged men and their Union flags are the problems for why the UK is so divided right now.
But the thing is, what they're not understanding is that anyone who moved and migrated to the United Kingdom now lives under that flag. Like, why would it be divisive? It's bringing everyone together. It's our fucking country. It's our fucking flag.
It's funny how they've got us all talking about flags for ages and just debating whether it's racist or not to have your country's flag outside the front.
And then it's not. And then you don't talk about the actual topic of, okay, let's just go down the completely objective. Let's just say there's no morals or no racism or no, like, people's feelings involved. If you let in 1 million people in 1 year to any country, objectively you're going to cause some ruffling up of some feathers, because there's going to be areas of that country which see an influx of people, and then the people who are the majority then become the minority, regardless of race, regardless of what you are, just different people, just any, like, it's just going to cause a little bit of an issue. You let 1 million people in, so the whole thing's just absurd. It's not racist. It's just, I'm for immigration myself. I believe that it's important at 100,000 maximum a year, but not fucking 1 million people. Whether it's legal or illegal. Obviously, illegal immigration is like, no, you are illegal, so you should go back to where you came from, like any other law in the country. Like, but it's just ridiculous that you have a system where you can come to the country seeking asylum, even though you had to go through 5 different countries to get there. Like, there will be some specific cases where people are literally legitimately trying to get out of a war-torn country, or they are, threatened, and that's fine. Like, that can be the issue is, it's like this. You know when you it's the simple fact that if you give one person a chance and a process, other people will maliciously try and exploit it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm my point. It's like, because England has been very open and very honest and very nice and kind to people who are coming from war-torn countries. They've allowed certain rules and regulations to let those people actually claim citizenship or residency in some way. But the problem is that because we opened that door, all these other people are just now trying to exploit that pathway. And that's the issue. It's like, unfortunately, if you don't have yes or no in a black and white sense, someone will always try. You see it in every company. You see it in every product. You see it in every scam online. If you go on a website and you could find one way on that website of getting some free money off the casino or getting a free account, instantly everybody exploits the whole to get something for free or something for a cheaper price or something for without working for it. That's just basically what's happening in the United Kingdom. We have lots of holes to be nice and kind and help people, but other people exploit those holes. Sounds fucking dark. But exploiting those holes, and then you have a problem where now we have to turn around and say, guys, no, it can't happen like that. We can't do it anymore. Like, we have to close all the holes or close all the scapegoats.
We've got some people asking for a quick look at BNB and other stuff in crypto. Do you remember this chick? On the screen?
Yeah, I remember her. Yeah, Marion
Altman. She used to do like all the crypto predictions based on the
moon, the lunar cycle was absolutely
astrology.
bollocks.
It was all astrology stuff, wasn't it? And she'd tell you like, yeah, the moon's going to make Bitcoin top. And
yeah, so what's the point, bruv?
She's just been popping up recently again on Twitter. I've just noticed that people saying that she's CZ's daughter. No, but she actually just completely disappeared. Really, she disappeared from. I think she got exposed for some stuff, and then she completely disappeared. But she's been popping up again. But anyway, some people asking about BNB.
Yeah, I sold all my BNB 3 days ago. Legends, I sold all of my Binance coin. Well, we got on the right screen. Yeah, we are. Yeah, so I sold all my BNB literally 3 days ago, and I put it into cash, and I'm yielding 12% on it. So it's gonna come back very likely at some point to about 700. So it's coming back to like 650 to 700 at some point. It might keep going up. I'm cool with that, but it's gonna come back down to here very, very at some point. Not very soon actually. At some point it will come back to here. Very, very likely. I looked at my portfolio and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, why is BNB suddenly like up there in the top 3 of my coin list? And it's because it pumped 100% in a few fucking months. It literally pumped 115%. So I was like, yo, I've always wanted to get out of BNB. I've had it for years. Like, you know, I don't really want to sit in BNB any longer. And I sold it all into cash. I'm going to wait to buy back in probably for a trade, but not the full amount. I'll probably buy back in at about 700 if we get it. If we don't get it, fine. I'll sell that ship and I'll never go back. Maybe there'll be an opportunity again at some point, obviously. But I don't care about whether it goes up or down. I just care about what entry I get. Even if it goes to, you know, $5,000, I'm cool. If it goes back to 2, then I'll buy. But I'm only buying when it goes down. But yeah, I've sold it all. I'm just yielding it right now in a couple platforms. Straw man argument fallacy. Money is a system. Okay, like, bruv. Money is a system of controlled restriction. No, bruv. Listen, Michael. If you think money is a system of controlled restriction, you don't know what money is. Because money is gold, silver, and Bitcoin. It's not fiat currency. Fiat currency is not money. That's government printed paper. So money is the wrong fucking word. If you know what real money is, then you'll understand that money itself is a flag in the ground of liberty and freedom. That's what it represents. It allows you to store economic energy and then spend or use that economic energy at your own discretion in the future when you want. Money is a technology. Money is a useful tool to store your energy and sweat and the things you do to then expend those things at your discretion in the future without bartering at point of payment or point of changing. So you don't want to go up to someone and be like, oh, here's a horse for a rope. No. Money is a technology. It's empowering. It's made the world more efficient. Money is probably the best thing that ever happened to human beings because it creates efficiency in commerce between people. So the whole thing is you need to just reframe everything you're thinking. Money is not the system that's controlling you. Governments are the system that are controlling you because they don't give you money. They give you a piece of fucking paper with someone's face on it. Like, that's not fucking money, bruv. Just relax. Go and reframe and rethink your whole consciousness at this point. It's a little bit brutal, but anyway. Yeah, BNB, I sold it. 12% interest rates you can get on platforms like Nexo, Synergen, but you have to have a $250,000 deposit with Synergen. Actually, they don't do it anymore. There's only a few platforms I would trust. Bybit will give you 6%, but you can kind of aggregate. But anyway, BNB is going to the moon. BTC, this is my longer term chart on Bitcoin, is looking very good. My bot got in here anyway, so it's just all mooning. But I think Bitcoin's going to have a good... so just to completely be, just get out of the way, I think Bitcoin's going to be seasonally very bullish until Christmas. I think it's going to be a sell in May and go away scenario where we have a big bullish trend up towards Christmas. Maybe January, February is when we begin to see a top, and then sell in May and go away. Everyone will sell for the summer and go and chill out on their fucking Miami yachts with the money they made from the previous rally from now to the end of the year. So I think we're going to go up to probably around that 150, 180, maybe 200, but then that'll be it probably in May next year. That's my thesis, legends. Hairs all over the gaff. Those people contribute to the society. Also, your society doesn't have to pay and raise and educate them. Michael's going off on a mad one, bruv.
Did you see this?
Nope.
I don't know if you've read this or not.
I haven't. Oh, yeah. But is it Jordan Peterson's daughter, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, as you know, Jordan Peterson has been really
sick.
sick. A lot of people have been asking for updates. What?
If you move your mouse a little bit, because it's making the volume and stuff come up on the thing. But yeah, I don't know. He's really sick. He might be seriously ill. But reading through that actually sounds like Jordan Peterson's living in a house where they have like loads of damp and mold and stuff, and that's what loads of people are saying. Because that you don't realize, but that can actually really fuck you up. Just loads of spores and stuff in the air.
Yeah, I know. You can get wrecked. You really can. I'm trying to find a way I can get... Oh, that's better. Kind of.
You're just jigging it all
I'm
around.
just jigging. I'm not even listening to your bollocks, bruv.
Well, you don't care about Jordan Peterson?
Nah, I'm
getting
joking,
ill.
bro. No, I care about your well-being more. You need to get on Corella. You need to get on Spirulina. You need chia seeds. You need healthy shit in your body. I'm worried because, like, you're my friend, bro. And I care about you.
I'm in peak physical. I don't know why you keep coming at me with this weird shit. I'm in peak physical health. I'm strong as an ox. Healthy as a butcher's dog. You know, all
Pete,
all
I think
what
we're gonna do is we're gonna obviously we're gonna what the issue is, and we're not gonna talk about it on this video because it's not anyone else's business. It's me and your business as my best friend, and we know that there are certain, let's say, habits and sort of environmental factors which mean that your health is not probably optimal. I would say probably. I'll put the probability in the hands of not optimal. So all I'm trying to do, bro, because I think you're a great guy and I love you, is that I'm trying to tell you that I would say let's come up with a coercive plan to bring your health to a higher degree.
Who out of the two of us, who almost died this year?
Bro, you're almost dying every single time you cross the road because you can't fucking see how blazed up you are.
Actually answer the question.
Blazed up.
Who almost died this year and went into hospital? It wasn't me, thank you. It was you.
Yeah, airborne pollutant.
What was it? Yeah, it was airborne pollutant. What does that even mean?
Listen, mate. Listen, bro. You almost die when you cross the road, bro. Diet. Every day, I actually am. You're so blazed up that you can't even see what you're doing. You might walk into a lamppost and hit your head and fall on the deck and get the curb, break your head open. I'm worried about you, mate.
I've got a real problem at the moment, a real condition. It's called the munchies. You know, regularly it comes through, and it makes me just do a lot of snacking.
You're gonna get loads of dudes in the chat saying, "Yeah, doing that makes you more healthy."
I'm gonna do a big diet at some point soon. You know.
Listen, all I'm saying is that a very easy added ingredient to your diet could be like a green powder, like Corella, and it just in the morning, neck it off, and it will significantly reduce your chances of getting certain illnesses. And also, you get rid of the heavy metals because when you smoke that shit, you get lots of heavy metals in your system.
All right. Anyway, well, look, Jordan Peterson's not struggling with heavy metals at the minute. He's struggling with some
Heavy
mold or
fucking.
damp spores in his home. But it does sound like he's like not good at all. That guy's gonna die. Yeah, he might be going
Relax,
the wrong
man.
way.
Like that was a bit deep.
No, but they're all getting ill in his house. They're saying so. I reckon it is
Mate,
down to
Bitcoin's
some
going
sort of, like,
mental.
environmental thing.
This someone in the chat went, "What green powder?" Weed powder. Nah, you want to have like Corella spirulinas. There's a really good one called sulforaphane, and it's in broccoli sprouts. So baby broccoli sprout powder. There's literally evidence where if you take these small little broccoli sprout powders, mix them up, you take them every day, it literally kills all types of cancers. And like you know, your girlfriend had a problem the other day. It can even kill breast cancer, like bang on. Boof. Why did someone write Hannah in the chat?
No, I don't know. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
That is really weird. We've got some.
Wait, make it all back. One. Wait, make it all back.
Yeah,
one
I
diet.
Know. I saw that. Wait, bring up the Solana chart. I need to. To go. I'll be back in a minute.
Nah, man, Solana's gay, bro. I've got about 100k in Solana, just chilling. Like I've never really got big on it. Let's have a look. It's all right. It's semi-okay. This is a very crucial high. There's going to be a nice bit of support that already hit. Yeah, it came into this area and just bounced off it. This is a crucial area. You know, if it doesn't manage to get at least to the high, then come back probably for something like this, up again, something like that, and then carve out some sort of continual trend, then yeah. But it's yeah, it's probably going to go up, guys. Everything's probably going to go for another big phase at the minute. It's looking at Bitcoin with its seasonality and everything. But it's yeah, I'm not really tracking Solana every day. I have an investment in it. And investments, I don't look at the charts because I think about fundamentals, and I do believe that the let's call it the shitties coin factory. It's not the shitcoin factory, that's Ethereum. Ethereum is exclusively the shitcoin factory, but the shitties coin factory is Solana. And it churns out the biggest shitties ever known to creation. But yeah, it's an investment, guys. You know, I think if it comes to the high, you're likely going to get a continuation on it. But I'm all eyes on Bitcoin right now because I have 95% of my money is in Bitcoin. And I do think Bitcoin's going to have a nice seasonal trade into the end of the year. I think, yeah, the next, 2 months will be decent. I reckon there could be some nice trades, though. Don't get me wrong. I will be buying 117k, and I'll be buying 113 between those two yellow lines for that trade or that trade. Easy. Guys, there's no shorts allowed. It's you buy here if you see it, and you buy here if you see it. And then you've got the balance of probability for the continuation higher low, actually exponential higher low, then you continue higher, then that's it. Those are the two levels I'd look to buy. And that's it, leggies. We're at the all-time high right now. This is not the time to say, I think I'm a genius and time the top, I'm going to short. The thesis is not like that, leggies. What you do is, here's how you really make money. Here's how you really make money in trading, and I could clip this point. Don't try and think in your head, I think this is the top, so now I'm going to sell or I'm now going to short. Think, I'm not smart enough and I'm not prepared to take the risk of where the top is, so I'm going to leave all of my longs and spot in the position, let the market go as far as it's going to go because I don't know, to have humility, be humble. I don't know how high it's going to go, but I'm going to stay long and I'm going to keep my shorts open, not try and think I'm a genius, here's the fucking pinpoint top. No, don't risk it. Stay long and stay in your spot positions. When it eventually tops, the price will probably fall between 10 and 60%. Okay, I'm being a little bit exaggerated on the 60% because it did happen once in Bitcoin's history. So the price will go up and it will probably fall from 10 to 60%. You haven't tried to trade it. What happens is, very, very likely, if you look at any historical markets, receipts, even price charts of assets thousands of years ago in Roman fucking markets, what usually happens is when the price falls very quickly, when lots of sellers come in, you get a retest of the high and you usually get 80%, 76% up. Back to that high, that's when you look to hedge against your spot and your shorts. Only a hedge trade for the beginning, and then you can actually look to sell as it goes lower. But the reason you do that is because we say in the trading community and in my groups in MDX Algo, there's always one more. We always say there's always one more. So if there's always one more, don't bet against it, because what happens is you'll end up shorting it and it will keep going up, and then your fucking FOMO will miss it, and then you'll go on tilt and lose it all anyway. So there's always one more. So go with that, because the amount of one mores you're going to get before you then lose the 10 or 60%, it could be a year from now, 2 years from now, a decade from now. You just keep going up and up and up and up and up and up. No one knows what's going to happen at the top, and no one knows what's going to happen at the bottom. The only way as traders we can make a decision is by seeing what the chart's showing us, and if it makes a bottom and then rallies and then retests, that's when we get in. Less risk, more reward. It's getting a bit hot in here, but yeah, you don't want to bet against it. Just go with it, let it go up, and then short the retest. That's how you do it, legends. What we got here, bro?
This is the Secretary of War doing push-ups, making everyone do push-ups at the same time. He's just basically, he's banned like all forms of wokeness and stuff like that from the US military.
Oh yeah.
All of the generals have to do like PT tests like twice a year. So he's trying to get rid of all fat generals. He's saying no more identity months, no more like, I don't know, just general.
What, this normal stuff that should happen in the army?
Yeah, it's interesting though.
Mate, the army's supposed to be a mobilized force of men who are extremely disciplined and told what to do. Like, that's all the whole design of it is. It's a military it's an organization that is built on the principles of extreme discipline. I thought they did PTs and like I thought you had to be physically fit to even be in the army. I swear, like, you couldn't just be fat and be in the army. I swear that was a thing even 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I remember my cousin tried to join the army and they were like, nah, you're too physically overweight. Like, I don't, like, what's going on? But that's like the main cornerstone.
Well, yeah, but they've just, they're just saying during the Biden years, everything slipped in the army during the Biden administration, stuff like that. They're saying that a lot of it just got a bit too out of hand.
Nah, bro. It's just honestly, I think, let me get rid of this a second. The all it was, that whole big stint into like left wing and wokeness, was people who don't want to do anything difficult, take accountability for anything, to stand up for anything. And anyone who was just like a slimy little snake who just wanted to get credit when it wasn't due, to try and make it so everything that's not worth doing is worth doing. Oh my god. Any system of fucking any system that you have to stand up or have courage or stand up against something, all of those things were just like, no, let's throw it all away. Let's celebrate being fat. Let's celebrate all this fucking shit for not doing it. The reason you should be celebrated for being physically fit is because it's hard to do. Like, what they tried to do is they tried to change the system of things that are hard to do should be respected because they can't do them. So they said there's no anything that so if something's hard to do, we shouldn't respect that, even though that's how the human nature, that's how the human condition is. If you can do something that's really difficult, which most people can't do, that means it's scarce, which means it's valuable, which means we respect it. So that's the whole fucking system of value. They tried to change it and say, no, get rid of all that system. Let's just celebrate anything that's not hard to do, anything that's easy to create. And we can change our fucking gender if we want to. We don't have to actually do anything. We can just say it. We can just say that we're a woman. Not actually do anything. Anything that's easy and spineless and has no courage and trying to take credit when it's not due, that's what they tried to do. They tried to make the whole world about that. No, if you're fat, it's great. Well, the reason that someone who's physically fit is praised for being physically fit is because it's hard to do that, and it takes a lot of fucking dedication, and it takes a lot of fucking strength and dedication and fitness and health. But to be fat, all you got to do is eat. Like, that shouldn't be respected.
Yeah, I know that, don't I, brother? What do you? I was gonna.
You just you literally just threw yourself onto the bus. I didn't even get involved. You just went like that. You know about that, brother? Yeah, I know you're a fat fuck. That's why you need to sort your health out. You need to sort your fucking health out.
If you didn't say it, it was set up.
Earlier, you were telling me how your physical form of meek male.
I wanted to talk to you about gaming tokens and like crypto gaming.
Yeah, I like this.
Where the hell has like what's the narrative at the moment around that? Is that are people still like waiting for big gaming tokens to break out? We're waiting for a token for GTA, the Grand Theft Auto. Like, what the
The thing
hell's
is, the
going
problem
on?
is with gaming tokens is that all the constructed gaming tokens that were created in the past, they had a fundamental flaw that they kind of ran out of steam. It always
Do
needed
you have a
it
favorite?
needed someone
Do you
else.
have a favorite game, crypto game from back in the day that you might have had a go? We were talking about it the other day. The Pixel.
Decentraland. Oh yeah, the Pixels.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
look. I'm gonna have a look now and
Yeah,
see if
get it
there's
up on
any.
Pixels. Yeah, there used to be a game on EOS where you would buy a pixel on a canvas for a certain amount of EOS, and then if someone purchased that pixel that you had after you, it'd be a slightly higher price, and then you'd have that kind of King of the Hill style thing where, because you bought it, you basically bought it for 0.1, goes into the smart contract. If someone then purchased it for more, you would then get your money back and a bit extra taxed off them, so you can make money from buying pixels. But it ran out of steam because once all the pixels are used up and no one's prepared to pay a higher price for those pixels, it runs out of steam. That's what happens to gaming tokens. There's no like system of a gaming token that has this like longevity of ultimately going on forever. They all like have some sort of dynamics which mean that either the price gets too expensive or they get too scarce, or like these things don't work. So there needs to be a different concept. There needs to be an inflation-based token system for games to rely on, that every single day within a game, a certain amount of NFTs or products or items or tokens are created each day, and then you have 24 hours to collect those things, and then they subsequently have value, but then it resets every day. So you have this constant cycle of new potential.
Bro, that whole site is gone. You can buy the domain pixelmaster.io now. It's up for sale. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Pixel
looking
Master.
at old screenshots of it now, and it's just
Bring up your screen a sec.
Well, it's just a Reddit thread. It's
Oh,
just
okay. No,
a
Pixel
Reddit
Master was
talking
sick.
about-
If you guys have any pictures of Pixel Master was lit. That was the early days. That was like 2000 and fuck, it must have been like
I can't believe they've given up
2017.
the website.
Yeah, it was a good concept. The issue is that because the problem is, right, what happened, and this is what I'm saying, they run out of steam. At the beginning when it was new, the gamble was someone will buy the pixel off you. So everyone would take the gamble, but the problem is it was a race to zero, because then anyone who bought the first pixel, and then the second person would go, "Oh, I'm not going to bother anymore because I know he's just going to eventually cop out on me." So it was a game of King of the Hill. Do you want to buy it again? Do you want to buy it again? But then it got to the point where no one was buying anything because they just knew that the next person wasn't going to purchase. So it kind of just like ran out of steam, really. Watching this from the toilet, I have diarrhea.
Yeah, look at this. Look, it's all just gone.
That
It's
radar.
inactive.
Yeah,
It
make
actually
sure,
only went inactive earlier this year.
mate. Should we buy Pixel Master and do it again and like build
Run
it
it
on
back.
E? And then
Surely
I could
there's a
you
lot of
could
money to be made.
what you
Just
could
like
do.
nostalgia.
No,
There's so many.
here's
Sorry,
the
go
way
on.
it would work. If the Pixel Master pixelated screen was in a place which had millions of people able to view it every day, like say you had it in Madison Square Garden, or you had it in Piccadilly Circus, or you had it in if
So it's
it was
always got like.
there's always an intrinsic value to
certificate.
spending it, and then what it does, it resets every week. Okay, so the barter for those pixels resets every week. So you get a week of screen time if you want, but then it resets again. You have to pay again. So that essentially is what you're doing anyway. People pay for weekly.
That's actually such good. That's such a good idea.
Yeah, that's what we should do. But the problem is, what you have to do is you have to, as a company, have the money to be able to make it worth doing. And having a Madison Square Garden or Piccadilly Circus billboard is going to cost you X amount. So you have to take the equation. How much money can we take in fees from people paying for these pixels? So it probably doesn't make sense for that level.
But also, you'd have people coordinating to draw swastikas and stuff.
Yeah. Then there would be well, that's another issue because the regulations against it, and also then they'd actually be really difficult because then you can't go up to an advertiser or the local government or the council and say we don't know what's going to be on the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's fucked. You'd have to do it in a way. If you could regulate it with AI, which said that you can't buy certain pixels because it's going to create this shape, but then it comes under corruption. Because then you could say you can't do this, you can't do that. Well,
Yeah,
another idea could be you just have it so it's just got to be on a website. Yeah, it's tough.
I like what you were thinking though. We could put it somewhere so it gets seen a lot better. Anyway, gaming tokens. Like, I can't think of any project that's really come across that I've heard of that sounds exciting at all, or any sort of narrative around gaming tokens recently.
I know it's because the hype's kind of died in it because all the tokens don't have that like longevity factor. But like there will be. Makes me kind of want to do it myself, but I can't. I got loads of other shit on my plate. But I'm saying like there will be a game which will come out similar to Prospectors. Do you remember Prospectors back in the day? There'll be. I remember I used to do video tutorials on it. It was sick. They were the good old days. That was a nice, peaceful life. Just playing my Prospectors.
What's happened to Decentraland and all of those ones that you could go in?
The bottleneck is that to have AAA listed games, you need AAA listed developers, and AAA listed developers want millions of dollars. And none of these companies have that money. Oh, fuck it, I'm getting phone called. The problem is, no, he's not going to shut up.
We've got some questions in the chat as well. We've got people asking about the watch market, of all things. Someone asking about Casper, whether it's run out of steam.
Yeah, it's wrecked.
Camel Finance.
I think Nike's a good trade right now. I've got quite a lot of Nike right now. I think this is gonna the fair value estimated by, I think it's, what company was it again? I think fair value is about $90, so it's gonna get a nice 20% increase, and that goes by the dividend yield. So you just do a calculation: what's the stock price relative to you get in yield from dividends, how much do they invest in the company for growth, and how much do they invest back to the investors, and obviously the company brand, etc., and what they're trying to do. So I think its fair value is about 90. Let's have a look at these questions then. What's the watch market looking like? It's very, very close to bottomed out. So any watch that you like, how
do you find that data?
So there's a website called, I think it's literally called Watch Alert or Watch. I actually know someone as well called Phil. He's a good guy. I follow him on YouTube, and I've spoken to him a few times on Instagram. He's got a watch company in Dubai. And what you do is you take all of the last sell prices from all of the ADs, authorized dealers, in lots of different countries, and you just say, okay, well, what prices are they all selling for? Because you've got to remember, it's just the luxury second-hand watch market is an amount of watches that are never going to be created again. So they're all circulating over and over again. So it's actually quite easy to determine, what they're selling for and what they were prior. But 2021 was the big peak. It's bottoming out. The prices aren't going down from here, I don't think. I think, watch charts is a good one. I don't think watch prices are going to go much lower. I think actually what you'll probably get is the price will begin to rise. But you got to remember, guys, let me make this point. And this is like, everyone knows this in this chat. It's like 27 fucking people. But the world is not about what goes up and down anymore. Everything goes up in price. Everything. Because the governments around the world are printing fiat currency exponentially. Everything is going up in price. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going up in value, though. Price and value are two different things. If the thing that you buy doesn't go up 10% a year in price, it means you have not increased in value at all. If the thing that you buy went up 5% last year, you lost 5%. Because inflation is a minimum of 10%. And also it can be higher during the COVID pandemic times, but like 40%. So if your house didn't go up by 40%, okay, let's just say this. If the price of your house has not risen 40% since COVID, you're down 40%. Because the circulating supply of dollars is much higher today. So this game is not about what's going down or up anymore. It's going to be what's going up the most. So Bitcoin's between 27 and 35% annualized return. That means it's actually going up. Let's just say Bitcoin went up 37% in a year. It actually went up 27% because 10% is eaten away by inflation. So like Everything's just going to go up. That's why the stock market's at all-time highs, gold's going to all-time highs, the real estate market's all-time highs. Everything's going up in price, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the value's going up, because value and price are two different things. Bro, what is this, mate?
Wait, someone just wrote in chat, my wife cost me 2 camels. Now she's worth 20 camels.
What did you do to her, bro? Make her lose some weight?
She's worth some serious camels these days.
Yeah, camels like 100 grand each.
Can you believe the memes and the social media stuff that the US, that Trump's government has been doing recently? This is from the ICE account, which is responsible. ICE is responsible for getting rid of illegal people in the country. So they just go around raiding people that are not supposed to be in the country.
Is that an illegal migrant on the screen?
That's someone protesting, I think, who've like blocked the road or something, and I think they've been handcuffed and then put on a trolley.
Honestly, I've got no time for these people who are blocking roads for protests. Imagine if your fucking wife was about to have a baby and you got stuck in traffic because of some dude sitting on the road. I mean, she might die. Imagine if she died. Like, it's just completely out of order. It's completely out of order. It's ridiculous. Like, it's fucking stupid. Like, if you want to protest, do it in a way that doesn't actually, like, massively affect other people's lives, because you don't know what they're going through. Like, imagine if you had a child who needed to get its fucking prescription of some sort of pills and you forgot last week, and if he doesn't have them in 24 hours, he might die. What happens if your fucking wife's pregnant? What happens if you broke your leg? What happens if you're bleeding out? You might be bleeding out.
Well, listen, this is another thing. So we've talked about, like, in the UK, we've got you can't, obviously, you can get locked up for tweeting or stuff like that. But they're also now doing or proposing some crackdowns on the right to protest. So the government should be allowed to say, it's what they're trying to do, is to ban gathering and protesting, or be able to block it a lot more somehow. Anyway, just encroaching on people's rights of protest. That's what the UK
you can't. If you're going to protest, you do it in an organized fashion. Actually, Tony Robinson was quite a good example of unite the kingdom, because there was no fights, there was no problems. They organized it quite well, and actually it went pretty smooth. But, like, you can't be it was organized. Everyone knew the date. Everyone knew what was going to happen. Everyone had warning. But you don't just go out into a local road and just, I think you should fucking, like, this is not about freedom of protest. This is about harming other people's ability to live their normal lives, and that's obstruction of the people, I would say. But again, it's a fine line, and there's a lot of grey areas there's a lot of grey areas in it. You know, you might have one situation where they had organized the protest, and then the government get involved and try and shut it down, and that would be not right. But then there'd be another one where they didn't organize it, and then the government, you know, they're obstructing an ambulance or a fire engine, and there's a fire, and they need to get it through, and then you do go to jail. Like, it's a tough one.
Yeah, well, they got rid of Just Stop Oil, didn't they? So Just Stop Oil have officially dismantled, and they're not doing any more stuff. But they were a lot of the time blocking all sorts of stuff, weren't they? Like highways and
smashing up petrol stations. It's just like, no, that's vandalism on that degree. Smashing up petrol stations and destroying car shows, and all of these people, like, are wearing clothes and items and have phones. Like, all of those devices and all of those clothes and all those things you have at some level have been built on the premise of oil. And it's just like, it's just stupid, man. Like, if you want to protest, do it in, like, a clever way. Like, just do it in a clever way, not a stupid way. It's just gay.
It's just gay, is it?
Yeah, it's gay, man. Bit like you.
Do you know
how are you feeling about coming out recently? You feel okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling myself these days. You know what I mean? We've got Sam Altman here, pictured with, basically just.
He looks like a little kid, bro.
Yeah, he does. That is the weirdest picture I've ever seen of him.
What's up with his arms?
Zoom in on that a little bit more.
He looks like he's either just. He looks like he's been arrested in.
Him?
He looks like he's been arrested in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, is that actually him though? I'm looking at his face now. I'm not even sure that's actually him.
It looks like he's been arrested in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, the AI stuff at the moment, like those SpongeBob videos I showed you earlier, there's a ton of favorite kids cartoon characters getting arrested, like for DUI sort of videos, stuff like that, and them trying to escape.
Yeah, the AI thing is getting real crazy. I don't know how we're gonna start verifying stuff. It's gonna have to be some sort of like signature-based blockchain NFT system where like every post that you do has to like be signed digitally to say that that's actually you. Because mate, like it's coming, bro. You're gonna be able to have an app soon where you just whoop me up. You got pictures on your phone of me. I got pictures of you on my phone. I could whoop you up in my phone and get you just doing some unseen, unforeseen shit. I could get you bending over a goat, and there's nothing you could do. It looks exactly like you. The penis is in the right proportions, like the head's right, everything's perfect, and like there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I've already got a video of you doing that anyway, so that's all good. I don't need AI.
Yeah, I have actually been messing around with some of the AI video stuff recently,
What?
but it's
Mate, you've got enough dirty work on me. Peter Dirty Work, you've got enough dirty videos of me to put me in jail for a while.
Yeah, I'm not sure we should go into this right now.
What? Why are you trying to make it all look? Why are you trying to actually make it look suspicious, bro? You think you're such a funny cunt, don't you, with your big head?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out this hard drive in a moment. Stop pulling.
Do you remember the Yahoo one?
Yeah, the Yahoo one. I do remember that one. I think what else I did want to mention as well is we've had the government. The government, the government's been shut down in the US, hasn't it? At the moment, have you noticed that the last
government's been
week
shut down? How, in terms of what?
Yeah.
The house, the White House, or the Senate, or the what? What do you mean shut down? Congress is shut down.
Voted to block like funding and stuff like that. So that's been kicking off. Have you not heard anything about that yet?
Mate, honestly, I've completely detoxed my brain since the Charlie Kirk assassination. I really haven't been up for it. Like anything. I really haven't. Like I went through a little bit of a fucking, I don't know, it was just a dark phase. Even though I wasn't like in a bad way or anything. I'm actually in good spirits by not following the news. But I've just been concentrating on the business, concentrating on my house. I'm renovating a new property, aren't I?
The Charlie Kirk stuff was pretty shocking. The news cycle just got so dark for a couple of days. And a lot of people have been a bit confused about his wife as well, how she's just suddenly been jumping on like podcasts and stuff like a week or two afterwards. And yeah,
I think anything she does, we should give her the benefit of the doubt. You know, like who cares? Like she might be making, she might actually be making the wrong decision. Maybe she's just hasn't managed to process it properly. Her fucking husband got blasted in the neck in front of her kids. Like maybe she will end up doing some weird shit. If that happened to me, I'd probably end up doing some weird shit. She might want to like. She probably hasn't even got to the point of like really having it sink in yet, and she might not. She might not ever. Like people don't even recover from this shit. She might be at a point where she's trying to like release it. She's gonna make weird mistakes. Like, who gives a fuck? The news cycle is so dark and just trying to extract every moment of like this theater. But that's why I've detoxed from it, because I don't want to give any of these media companies any of my attention at the moment. I would rather just stay quiet and think for myself and be like, what does that mean to me? And I think it was the whole visceral reality of the live nature of it, which made it so much more like, in a weird way, which sounds kind of fucked up, but in a weird way, I'm glad that I saw it the way I did, because there's been so many other incidences in the past where there's been assassinations or there's been problems in politics and all these things. But whenever you hear it and you're not really allowed to see actually how it goes down, you don't really take it on board as much. But because it was just like completely live, everybody saw it in real time, everybody's reactions and even the blood and everything like that, it just made me realize, I was like, fuck, like that happened. And it's happened so many other times as well. And like, because I didn't get to really get hit by it, we always disregard it. Like potentially, for instance, like the potential assassination of Donald Trump. If they had got Trump in the first round, it would have been mental. Imagine if the whole world had seen Trump getting assassinated in the head. It just would have been absolutely insane. And Charlie Kirk would probably still be alive today if Trump was assassinated. He'd probably still be alive. But yeah, it's weird. Like the whole thing's fucked up. It's just it's an interesting topic because, like, yeah, the right actually, like Texas is a super right state, and you have in that state far more violence with guns. It's a far right state more, and you have more violence of guns in Texas. But a lot of those guns and those fatalities are due to like people standing on their freedom of land ownership, which is defend yourself at any given cost, and you're allowed to shoot people on your property if they trespass. So a lot of that comes down to that. But because I was having in my head like I had in my head the understanding of like, is this a left thing or a right thing? Actually, the right have just as much gun violence as possible. But the problem is about the left and like their type of gun violence. It's usually orientated around not trespassing or self-defense. It's usually based on the premise of other people's ideologies or thoughts or other people's what they say. And it's dark, man. It's dark. Because he was like, you're a fascist, and it's just like what it makes you realize is that each side think that they're right. There's no Dr. Evil and Austin Powers in this. There's no like James Bond and the bad guy. That's not a reality. The reality is that both sides think that they are the good guys, and it's dark, man. Because that person who shot him thought he was doing it for a good cause. Anyway, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but yeah. What you got here? Gold's rallying, bro. $27 trillion market cap.
Pull up Bitcoin chart right now.
Yeah, it's going ballistic. Look at gold. Gold's up. Look at this chart. This is the real chart you want to look at with gold. So when gold gets to here, this is very likely where we're going to see the first significant resistance. So this is I say to everyone, the price and the value are not connected. This articulates that. This was the price of gold in 2011. So in 2011, the price of gold was more valuable than it is today. But if you look at 2011 on a price chart, it's here. So you can see that that's 2011 here, right? So the price of gold was trading at $1,000. So when gold was $1,000, it had more purchasing power. This is 2011 than it does today. So if you went to the market with gold in 2011 at $1,000, you could buy more things in the economy. You could buy more houses, more gold. You could buy more houses, more cars, more food. The purchasing power of gold was more in 2011 than it is today. So what I'm saying is that the price of gold, though, is at fucking 4,000. But it's not any more valuable. It was more valuable here. That's what's going to break people's brains. But it's going to probably go to $5,000. And that will take it into this area. And then this will be the logical next resistance. So it'll probably do something like this and then come back in, do something like that. And then whether it wants to continue, that's, foreseen in the future. But I doubt that the purchasing power goes above 2011. And if you really want to talk about purchasing power, this was 1979, 1980. This was the highest point in recorded history we have here of how much you could buy with your gold. You could literally buy like 3 or 4 times more in the economy. So the purchasing power in 1979, when the price of gold was trading at so when the price of gold was $800, you could have bought in the economy. So when gold was $800, you could have bought in the economy probably about 10 times what you can buy today. Because yeah, so that's my point. So gold is still going to go up. And this is why you got to realize, like, everyone's like, oh no, gold's going to crash. It's gone up in price. It doesn't matter how far it goes up in price. The purchasing power is not related to the price. This doesn't mean it's getting overbought or overexhausted or overexuberant. That's not what you're saying. This is the logical place which you would say, okay, we're going to have a pullback. But you know what? Gold might go to 1971. Gold's going to fucking do something crazy if it breaks this, though. But yeah, everyone's like, yeah, gold's a hedge against inflation. Well, if you had bought gold in 2011, you only lost money even though the price rose. So that's what everyone gets wrong in trading, investing, and making money. They think because their thing they bought went up in price that they have to de facto be making money. It's not the case. If you had bought gold in 2011, you would have actually lost 60% of your money. So if you bought gold here and you waited until this here, the price is exactly the same, but you had a 60% loss in the purchasing power. So people would say, oh no, but I lost nothing. I bought gold in 2011, but it's fine. It's now 2020. So 9 years went past, and people say, no, I didn't lose anything. Nah, you lost 60% on that trade, even though the price is exactly the same. So this is what you have to get around in your head if you want to make money in this game. You need to buy things that beat inflation and appreciate faster than the denominated asset itself, which would be US dollars. If they fucking print US dollars, the prices of things must rise because there's more dollars bidding on the same amount of goods and services, if not reduction of goods and services, if there's a scarcity factor within a supply chain. So you can also have supply shocks as well. So say like there's a shortage of corn or a shortage of televisions, that can make the price change as well. So you have the supply and demand, and then you have relative to inflation, how much does it grow? So it's much more complex.
Question in the chat: where did you get that gold M2 chart? Is that Trading View?
Yeah, this is on Trading View. Yeah. So you just type in gold/M2SL. So what it's doing is it's taking the price of gold, and then it's dividing it by not the US dollars. It's not doing a US dollar to gold denomination. It's doing a gold to M2 money supply. So you're looking at the price of gold, taking into account how much the supply of US dollars has increased. So essentially inflation adjusted. It's actually not perfect because it's only M2. It's not M1, but it's near enough to what you're going to really get to get an idea of how it works. Because you would have to do M1 and M2 to have all of the base currency and all of the interbank lending currency. But it's good enough, and it makes sense. But yeah, it's M2 and 3. Gold's going to keep going. That's why people are like, oh yeah, the stock market. I actually had a conversation with someone. It's like, no, the stock market's got to fall now. It's been going up for too long. This is nowhere near where it's going to go. It's going to go much, much higher because inflation adjusted. I don't actually have the chart, but what you can do is the same. You just type in SP500/M2SL, and then you'll get the inflation adjusted. And also you can see here the interest rates at the bottom. So yeah, like look at everything going up. Everything's going up in price. Like if we had the same amount of monetary US dollars in circulating supply, this would mean that everything is exploding in value. But that's what everybody thinks. Everyone thinks the stock market is going up in value. But it's not. If we had $1 million in the economy, let's just put one. If there was $1 million in the economy and the prices of everything went up like this, that means that you need more out of the supply of dollars to get those things. But if there's $1 million in the economy here, but now there's $100 million in the economy, the price rising means that there's no gain because you got more dollars bidding on the same amount of stocks and services in the economy. So this is not increase of value. It's just an increase of price keeping up with more and more dollars being printed. So that's the... I think I might think that more people know that than they should. Maybe in my head, I think that everybody knows that, but probably not. Most people probably don't know that, but because I've been doing this for so long, I just know that, and it's just like in part of my brain. I'm just like, well, the price has gone up, but actually how much value has it gone up? But I don't know how many of you guys already know that, but obviously inflation-adjusted charts are what you want to look at if you're an investor. As a trader, it doesn't really matter. If the price go up, the price go down. You're in intraday short-term trades. So, for instance, the inflation of the economy isn't going to affect your trade on a lower time frame. So if you're just like, with traders, all we care about is up or down because it's lower time frame. With investing, you really want to think about how fast is the price rising in relative terms to the amount of purchasing power. Yeah. Mate, this setup with a little Google... Let me just turn the aircon on. Fucking boiling my teeth off. when I get my new setup as well, I'm going to get the new setup sorted out. It's hot, man. Yeah, look, get the titties out. I'm going to get my new setup in the new house, and we're going to blast off. We're doing this video every Monday, guys, but this is kind of like a tester. But every Monday, we're going to sit. We've actually done this for way longer than I expected, but every Monday, we're going to sit down. Oh, we've done an hour and a half. That's actually bang on. Yeah, we'll probably run it now. Let's get into Baldur's Gate.
Hey, brother, what's the what do you think the top of Bitcoin's going to be then? This is what people are asking in the chat. We've got someone called the BBL Doctor. He's blasting you up.
The BBL Doctor. Let's have a look. On a scale of 1 to Bangladesh, how Indian are you, my friend?
Yeah, ignore that one.
He's been watching the channel for a while, because I always say shit like that. I like this motherfucker. I like this guy. I say on a 1 to scale of legend, how much of a legend are you? Yeah, the 100k party was lit. What was I going to say? So fucking...
The Pico top.
It's another, like, not easy answer. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I think between 150 and 200k is likely where we top this cycle. But that's just a ballpark figure from a Fibonacci extension. But I'm not here to... So let's just say this. I think Bitcoin's going to go to 150 to 200k this cycle, okay? It doesn't mean that I'm going to try and, like, gamble a short when it goes to 160. No, I'm just going to let the cycle play out wherever it goes or wherever it goes. When it actually decisively breaks some systemic structure and falls in price significantly, I will then short the retest and hedge against my spot portfolio. Because I'm not stupid enough to think that I'm smart enough to pick the top. And if I did get it right, it was just luck. And I don't base my trading on luck. I base my trading on evidence. So it's the same way. Like, if you look at a price, I've said this 5 billion times, guys. Just get my mdxalgo.com, right? If you've been watching this for a while, go to mdxalgo.com. We're about to launch a new bot product, but just get a subscription or book a call with me and my team. We actually have something right now, which is pretty cool. So we have a course we're doing where me and my team, we get you profitable in 45 days. If you are not profitable in 45 days, we will continue to work with you until you are profitable. So you can book a call with us right now. I'm going to choose 10 people, and you can book a call with us right now, and you can apply for that course. And it's me and my team. I'm doing it because there are so many fucking morons out there ruining and wrecking people in the trading space that me and my team have said, look, let's just do this with 10 people. We'll do it every month, 10 people a month, and then best way to get people profitable. What's the link, actually? I should put it in the live chat. Pete, have you got that link? mdxcrypto.com/go/apply. Do you have it anywhere? Trying to find it.
No.
Let me have a look here. So you go Academy, Mentors. Let's have a look if this is the right one. Open link in new tab. I want to copy the link. Copy link address. Let's have a look if this works. Yeah, that's it. Bang. So you can click on that link, and then you can apply for me and my team of mentors. Okay? This is literally, like, listen to this, legends. Everyone, there's 28 people here, so this is proper exclusive. Like, there's not many people watching this, but click on that link and apply, and in 45 days, me and my team will make you profitable. If you are not profitable in 45 days, we will continue to work with you until you are. It's not free. You got to pay for the mentors, right? But it's a significantly reduced price in consideration to what you're going to be getting. 45 days of one-on-one support with me and my team. Obviously, people aren't going to work for free, the mentors. But get a call. We're picking 10 people. And the kicker is, if you are not profitable in 45 days and you don't have P&L that's rising, whether it's our indicators, our bots, and the strategies that we use to make money, we will continue to work with you forever until you become profitable and you know how to become profitable. That's the fucking crazy part of it. No other cunt in the world will ever be able to give that promise because, firstly, 99% of people in this game are lying scumbags who aren't profitable themselves. I legitimately made millions of dollars trading the markets myself, and my mentors are all in the same camp, and we can give that promise because we have strategies, whether it's our bots. We have a whole new product coming out. I won't give it away right now, but on the Trading Bots tab, we're going to have a whole new product coming out where we actually really, really show you how to set up bots with the right settings and then the right place on Wonder Trading. But like, no one else is doing that shit because no one else is making any money. But my account grows every fucking day. Look at my trading bot. It literally bought right here. That's the entry on my trading bot. So this green line you can see here, that's the stop loss of my open position from the hodl bot. So it got in here. It's up right now. I can actually check the exact exchange listing. I won't do it because I won't log into my exchange and potentially give away some data, but like it's up like 13% right now. So I'm telling you, that link in the, I'll pin it. It's completely free to apply, by the way. It was not a cost to apply for it. We actually have a phone call with you and we see if we can actually do it. Because obviously, if we don't have a phone call, we might be taking on someone who might not be capable of doing it. Whether it's time constraints, if you're starting with $1, guys, we're probably not going to do it. Like, we want you to start with a decent account size. We can help fund you as well, but that's a different, you have to go down a different road with that, with prop funding. You need to have some time on your hands and you need to have the will to want to do it. Because if we're going to work with you forever until you're profitable, you need to actually have some sort of input into the trading. Because we can't just sit there working with you forever if you're not going to put the input in. So that's the apply for that. And then, yeah, we're doing 10 people per month. 45 days will get you profitable. If you don't become profitable, we will continue to work with you until you do. And that's our promise. That's my shill out the way, bro. What you got there for me, mate?
What do you think this guy who's in jail? He's making these dolls in his jail cell. And yeah, I wonder what he does like when no one's seeing.
Bro, how high are you right now? What are we talking about, bro? You've just pulled up some dolls.
Yeah, I thought it was
oh yeah, Tara
interesting.
Bull, she's actually big on Twitter. I think it's weird, man. I think if you go to jail, okay, it depends on the crime. If you go to jail for, let's just say, a very, very aggressive, horrible crime, I would be pissed off if that was the person who murdered my fucking daughter or something, being able to do all that kind of shit. They should be in solitary confinement. I don't know what is this, man? Like, I think if you go to jail, you should have some sort of punishment. It looks like he's like having fun making some art and crafts.
And when the lights are off, you know he's bending over and clapping the cheeks of some of those dolls, don't you?
Well, it's all he's got, isn't it? He's probably got some weird like little holes in it. Like, why is there a hole here, bro?
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want to be doing cell inspections. Someone's wrote in the chat, is Pete even profitable without his stop loss?
Listen, let me give you a secret. The reason that Pete's room is so red is because it didn't just start with the red. It didn't just stop with red candles. He's in the red, bruv.
Yeah, I'm really in the red. Let's get this room green.
To be honest, you have to remember that Pete No Stop was created not just because he doesn't use a stop loss. It was also because he's relentless with producing content, and he never stops producing content.
Yeah, I do a couple bits every 6 months.
That was some good shit, Nick.
It's a bit of there's some long breaks in between. I don't really know what else we can go through here.
I'm trying to get rid of this. I want you on the screen. Yeah, it's so much nicer when you're there. I feel like, hey, bro.
We've done some topical.
Yeah, I think we've done everything, man. I think this is just a test. We're going to get a much better like setup, so I'm going to get like a nicer studio environment. I think Pete's got actually a fucking sick setup. I think your setup looks lit.
Yeah, I didn't realize how big you're going to make me on your screen. I'm so tempted to do it. Part of me wants to keep...
Well, you've been mentioning that the whole time, bro. My face is just as big as yours, bro. Look, if I sit up like this, look, my head's just as big as yours.
No. We'll talk about it.
No, we're not changing the setup, bro.
We'll talk about that.
No. Let's talk about it now, bro.
I think this guy in the chat, he's saying how he's tempted to learn to leverage trade, etc., but he's made most of his money from investing. That's actually one of the worst things I've ever heard. If you like, if you're making money, he's tempted to learn to leverage trade. He's made most of his money from investing so far.
So just to clarify, in the chat, tell me this. So when you say investing, was that things that you were buying and holding them for like longer than a year? Is that what we're talking about? Because an investment for me is something you buy and hold for longer than a year. Do you want to explain? Yeah, of course, man. I'm active in my own I'm active in my own Discord every day. We have like 10 mentors. Go to mdxalgo.com. Thing is, just book a call.
Let's pull up the disc here.
Oh yeah, where is the disc?
Get it all.
Here
look
it
it
is.
all
Look,
up.
nice plug, bro.
Crypto Viking just done a good
Yeah,
summary
look,
of
the this is the disky. Look, that's our Discord. Viking just did this post about Bitcoin with the indicators in there. We got the chat. We do a stream every single day. That's actually a sick thummy. I like the thummies. It's gonna be the same
nice
one now
one.
forever. No change, just the same one, and then a different little image in the middle.
Oh dear. Elon Musk in the middle.
Yeah, just keep Elon coming off. That's where I live, legend.
But yeah, you should get in the Discord if you're not in there already.
Yeah, we're in the Disky every day. It's just go mdxalgo.com and just book a call to get the custom package, because we have like just indicators, but just get the custom one and just have just Discord. We've got a little thing now where you can just have Discord.
Is the Discord paid? Yeah, I think you have to pay.
Oh yeah, you want the free one? You can send the free one if you want. We have a paid Discord, and I have a company that I spend like $40,000 a month on to keep it running.
Yeah, it's a lot.
What are the stats you look to qualify a person as being profitable?
Oh, it's
the money's going up, bro. That's not a that's not the numbers going up. Like so say you have an account with $1,000 in it. Profitable would be that account after 45 days is £2,000 or dollars. Profitable means profitable, but you need to be consistent. So one of the things that we build into this 45-day challenge we're doing is that we teach you how to automate the systems that work. You do need to look at them and monitor them, but we give you the tools to allow yourself to make bots, make trading strategies. There's one trading strategy which one of our mentors does. I won't mention his name because I don't know if he wants to be disclosed, but he has a strategy that, mate, you dirty bastard. You're a dark man. Well, I can't even say what I want to say with that in the background. It's dark. But I actually don't mind Greta, you know. I think she's just a young fucking girl just trying to save the planet. But anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, no, we give you the tools to do that shit, and then yeah. We don't want to work with you forever, mate. We don't want to be working with you for 6 years. So it's in our interest to get you profitable as soon as possible in 45 days. We've done it with two dudes. We had one guy who was a farmer actually, and he had about $60,000, and he did 50% in the month. He's going to do a testimonial for us. We had another guy recently who did about 40%. We had one dude, Ingo, did 70%. There's one guy I know who's got a trading strategy where you have an automated system with one of our trading bots, and you have it on Pax Gold. You can even see here, like you see these buy and sell signals, for instance. You see at the bottom here, it says 17%. You can't see it, my body's in the way. But you see this buy signal here. This would be a perfectly nice automated trade. But we have one system which is on Pax Gold. It's the crypto-backed version of the gold token, and it just prints. The guy's doing like mad gains on it. But the one thing you need to understand about bots is a lot of the time they are very profitable in certain environments, and then you have to like tweak them and change them and then move into a different environment. If the market's going like this, let me show you a fucking chart. If the market is doing this forever, look at this chart, and it's just going like that, it's impossible to make money, okay? We can't pull money out of a market going sideways. We need movement to buy and sell, okay? So sometimes when the bots are running, they're very good in markets like this, but when this happens, you do need to identify that and change that. So there's a few different things here. I mean, look at that massive body of yours.
Oh, no, you caught me.
Great value in all you get with MDX Algo, legend. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, I think we should call it there, bro.
Yeah, it's really nice to chat to all you guys. I love it. We'll be back on Monday, I guess.
I haven't even eaten anything today.
A bit more of a structured kind of like rundown of.
Yeah. Monday we'll do exactly the same setup. No, I'm joking. We're gonna make it better next Monday, so we'll probably have it so. I don't know. I feel like it was quite good. You're not happy about being so big, but I feel like it's quite good.
Yeah. Making me massive, and also every time I touch my laptop to bring something up, it shakes the whole screen because I'm like typing. So
it's good. It's a little bit rough and ready. It's a bit slapdash, but we're gonna bring the quality of the stream up. And I haven't done a stream in a while. We're gonna bring the quality up. We're gonna get a nice little like studio, and we're gonna blast off. And every Monday we're just gonna sit here and chat about the contemporary toppies. You know, quite enjoyed it. I'll see you on the Flippies, legends.
Peace out.
Peace.